The gentleman yields. I now recognize Mr. Garcia from California.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Mr. Secretary, for your service and for being here with us today. I know that you're working under very difficult circumstances and you're trying your best with a team across many departments. And we also know the challenges that we face at the border are not challenges that you can take on your own and not just the responsibility of your department. Now, we all know we're battling a fentanyl crisis with also inadequate mental health and drug treatment programs. And we're also acknowledging the fact that drugs can be easily transported by Americans through illegal ports of entry. We've heard this numerous times today. I also just want to remind us that we also don't have legal, orderly pathways to citizenship, which forces people to come in other ways to our country. But Mr. Secretary, I'd like to get your thoughts on some proposed potential border policies that many of us have heard and that I have heard here in this Congress. So if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you a few questions about these proposed policies. Mr. Secretary, do you think it would be a good idea to fill and build a trench with alligators along the border, like actually building a moat full of alligators across the border? Would that be a good idea?
No, it would not, Congressman.
Mr. Secretary, do you think it would be a good idea to shoot migrants in the legs as they're crossing the border? Would that be a good idea?
Congressman, no, it would not.
Mr. Secretary, do you think it would be a good idea if the United States launched military attacks along the northern border of Mexico? Would that be a good idea?
Congressman, no, it would not.
Thank you, and I of course, agree with you, sir. And I just want to note that these insane ideas have been proposed by former President Trump and members of our very body here in the Congress, and so I thank you for your answers. I think it's important to note that by seeing what's happened today and the rhetoric around this really important conversation, that the majority is not really serious about any solutions, but they are serious about a radical anti-immigrant agenda and gutting any protections for the rights to legal asylum and immigration. I, like many others, remember when Donald Trump's Attorney General said that we need to take away children. Clearly a cruel statement that continues to be repeated over and over by many members of this majority. Now, House Democrats want an orderly system at the border where people have legal pathways to come, to build better lives, and where we can work together to actually solve the issues that exist along our border. And I want to thank you for your work as we continue to do that. And Mr. Secretary, finally, can you describe the importance of safeguarding the legal right to asylum so that vulnerable people can get the opportunity to build safe lives like you and I both as immigrants have been able to do?
Congressman, our asylum system is one of the crown jewels of our country. We have taken great pride since our founding to be a country of refuge for those people fleeing persecution. I came to this country with my parents and my sister as political refugees from Cuba, fleeing the communist takeover there. We understand the meaning of this country as a place of refuge. It is why I have sought to give back to this great country by more than 20 years of public service.
Absolutely, sir. And I came to this country as a young child also. I became a U.S. citizen in my early 20s. Like you, I'm a proud immigrant of this country. And it's unfortunate that so many choose to forget that immigrants make contributions to this country and can become secretaries of departments and members of Congress. With that, I yield back the rest of my time. Thank you.